What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So I just woke up and I did see this tweet come out from the Japanese side, which is kind of interesting. The fact that they just tweeted that, by the way, Treasure Map Sugo-Fest is coming December 7th. It's going to be introducing Stussy as a super awesome character. When that's translated, it basically means it's a Sugo-Fest exclusive. So Sugo-Fest exclusive Stussy with voice. So that's kind of cool, I guess. We wanted Stussy to be a Sugo-Fest exclusive. I think a lot of people are excited for this character. Artwork looks great, ink effect looks pretty cool. So we're going to go through this character's information because it has been data pushed into the game, along with some other stuff that we'll talk about as well. So I have not read anything about these characters, so I don't even know like what types, classes these units are. So it's going to be a first impression, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and have a look. We've got Orochi and Kanjuro with their 5+. Their current form is okay, I guess. It's a character that's not really going to see a lot of play. Let's see what a character does though. So it's going to give 2 turns of cooldown to Driven Powerhouse, and then 4 times attack, 1.5 health, and then you get 2 times berries. Okay, I mean, it could be useful if you need a berry captain, if you don't have Guild Tesoro, for example, but I guess, right? Let's move on to the special. 88 times attack in non-type damage to all enemies, heals crew 8 times recovery at the end of the turn for 3 turns, reduce threshold by 8 turns, that's really good, boosts Driven and Powerhouse characters chain multiply growth rate by up to 0.5 for 3 turns. If the enemy is inflicted with 10 or more status effects, or this character is one of your captains, or was the captain at the start of the quest, of course, further increase that by 0.2. So basically, the way that I kind of feel, it's going to be like a 0.5 or a 0.2 tap timing chain growth rate. It's going to recover in a turn, damage dealing special, which is good for some supports, and the big thing is the 8 turns of damage threshold removal. I think this character is like just fine. Like it's probably going to see some play just because removing 8 turns of threshold is pretty uncommon. So I guess that's kind of like the good thing about this character. Other than that, there's not really much to say about this unit, and like there's not much to really support it. Like it's okay, right? It's just fine the way that it is. Like nothing really crazy with the potential abilities. This is kind of cool for a free-to-play unit to have limit special uses, I guess. The rest is just kind of whatever, I guess. So let's move on. We have Stussy. We have Stussy Int Cerebral Driven. Interesting. Okay. Int Cerebral Driven. So the exact same type and class combo as the Captain Action Queen Legend, I guess. So let's go ahead and have a look and see what it does. Reduces Int Cerebral and Driven cooldown by 1 at the start of the quest. Boost their attack by 5.25, 1.35 times HP. Boost damage dealt to enemies with delay, poison, venom, progressive poison, and defense down by 1.15. Let me pull up the calculator and have a look and see what that value is going to be. So 5.25 is the base multiplier, multiplied by 1.15, a 6.03 times boost if you have an enemy with delay, poison, venom, progressive poison, or defense down, and reduces crew's counter healing duration by 10 turns. Okay, that's interesting to remove that by 10 turns. So I'm assuming that this character has healing components. I'm going to assume it's similar to Big Mom, where whenever you kill something, you get health back. Let's continue. If the crew uses a special to boost attack or boost slot effects, add 0.25 to the boost. Again, that's actually really cool as well. This is the same thing that versus Kaido has. Kaido versus Yamato. That character in the captain ability says anytime you activate an attack or an orb boost, you just automatically add 0.25 to it, and it doesn't like count as like one of those buffed effects. It's just like a passive like in-build effect. So if you launch a 3 times attack boost, it automatically becomes 3.25 without having the plus icon on it, so you can buff it even further. Like this effect is like kind of underrated. This is really cool. If the crew is inflicted with bleed status, does not apply to statuses inflicted by captain ability or crewmate ability, delays all enemies by 1 turn, ignoring immunity to delay in all status effects or immunity. Whoa, that's really cool. At the start of the next turn, right there. It says, so if you're inflicted with bleed, the next turn, you get a guaranteed delay through immunity. Heals the crew by 20 times character's recovery at the end of the turn for 3 turns. And reduces the bleed duration. Oh, that's so sick. Okay, so if you're inflicted with bleed, you don't remove it immediately. You remove it at the start of the next turn. And you get healing to kind of circumvent the issues that you may have had with the bleed in that previous turn. Oh, dude, that's really cool. That's a really cool captain ability. Like, as much as we give crap for the amount of Sugo-Fest exclusives that we get, like, this is actually a pretty unique captain ability that we haven't really seen in the game. Like, yeah, there are components of other characters, like we mentioned how versus Kaido has this effect, but being able to remove counter healing, very uncommon. And then the ability to remove bleed in this manner is really interesting. Though it is kind of annoying that, like, if you don't remove it immediately, I guess the way that this would kind of work is if the enemy's preemptive attack inflicts you with bleed, it would remove it then, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure exactly on the timing of this, but this has really good implications. Like, I feel like this is a really well designed effect. It just depends on the timing of it. So, like, it would be kind of lame if you have to, like, you know, get it on like a stage 4 and then like get the delay on the stage 5. I'm not too sure exactly on the timing, but in theory, this effect sounds really good. We'll have to wait and see, of course, but just reading this captain ability, I am concerned about the gimmicks in the treasure map itself, because this character, I feel like, is going to be pretty much like essential in order to beat the TM, but we'll continue. Let's see. I want to go to the super type first. Okay, so when any 2 of the following characters are on the crew, so you need 2 of them. So you got Stella, any of the Vegapunks it looks like, Sentomaru, S-Hawk, S-Shark, S-Snake, S-Bear, Pacifista, Rob Lucci, Kaku, Bluno, Khalifa, and Spandam. Poisons all enemies, it doesn't go through full immunity, changes crew's block slots into matching, allows crews to stack up to 2 different damage boosting effects for 1 turn. Wait. This basically gives you double stacking conditional boost for 1 turn. Are you kidding me? And changes int into super int. Yo, what? You can get double stacking conditional boost from the super type? Now, I will admit, being able to do that with this list of characters is pretty rough. That's a really rough condition. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Green Ball. How Green Ball's like super type effect, if I remember, his super type was actually decent, but the super type effect was really hard to hit because the amount of accessible characters you had that were actually like good units was pretty low. Yeah, that kind of hurts. The fact that she is int and cerebral means she does work really well with the Vegapunks. I guess we'll see if there's going to be any other good units to use with this. But double stacking conditional boost, woo! That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, let's have a look at the special. It reduces duration of barriers by 5 turns. Okay, this is going to be a toxic treasure map, I can tell. But that is so good. Reduces bleed duration by 5 turns with the special as well. Okay, that's kind of cool. Boost damage dealt to delayed enemies by 2.5 for 3 turns. Up to 2 damage boosting increasing effects can be applied. So you can double stack that. You can double buff it, should I say, twice. So that's cool. Heals crew by 30 times recovery. Up to, so it's an overheal. 30 times recovery with overheal. If the captain is cerebral or driven, delays all enemies by 1 turn, ignoring immunity to delay. Okay, that's really good. If, so she's a guaranteed delayed conditional booster, as long as you have a cerebral or driven captain. As well as removing bleed and barriers. And an overheal. If 5 or more cerebral characters are on the crew, further increases crew's attack up and slot effect boost by 0.3. And if the effect boost can be increased, and if the boost can be boosted 2 times, increases the effect by a further 1.3 times up to what? And if 5 or more driven characters are on the crew, extend the duration of your chain locks by 1 turn. Applies 20% damage reduction to enemies for 1 turn. Okay, so you're applying, so the enemies get a rainbow shield, a 20% rainbow shield. This does synergize well with the Lucci Kaku dual legend that we got like last treasure map or the treasure map before that, where that unit could remove the rainbow shield on enemies, I guess. It's supposed to be synergistic with that. This effect is treated as an activation of damage reduction. Yeah, so it works exactly the same way with Lucci and Kaku. And after 1 turn, if there are delayed enemies, extend the duration of the delay by 1 turn. Okay. Okay, and it says, so after 1 turn, you extend the duration of the delay, otherwise, you get a guaranteed delay through immunity. So this character is all about just delaying the enemy from hitting you. That's really cool. I want to go back a little bit. So, the start of this paragraph, if 5 or more cerebral characters are on the crew, further increases your attack and all boost by 0.3, that's fine. And if the effect boost can be increased further 2 times, increases the effect by a further 1.3, up to a maximum of a 5x. That effect is absolutely absurd. So essentially, if you have an attack and all boost that can be buffed twice, you can get some huge increases from this. Okay, hypothetically, let's say we've got like a 3 times attack boost, and let's say it can be double buffed. So the first buff, it goes by plus 0.3, so it goes to a 3.3. And then what it's saying is, it's saying that if it can be double buffed, it further increases it again by 1.3 times multiplier up to a 4. Like, that's just crazy, dude. That is absurd, man. So what to get that 5 times boost, what you have to do, divide it by 1.3 and then minus 0.3 off of it. So if you get around a 3.5 times attack boost, you get plus 0.3 and then times by 1.3. Yeah, so if it's around the 3.5 times attack boost, you can basically get a 5 times boost, so long as it can be double buffed. That's the kind of the key thing there. If you can double buff it, getting that, and that works for attack and or boosts. Like, holy crap, dude. I mean, getting an attack and an or boost that can be double buffed is pretty rare. Like, it's not easy to do, but it's kind of cool. Like, it's cool that is a thing that can happen. So you can kind of build a team around that. That's a big damage increase, of course. This character seems interesting. Like, this is a very unique character. Like, we don't have character that does this. Like, this is very, very unique, and I do think this is a pretty good Sugo-Fest exclusive. And this is what we've been kind of campaigning for. Like, I don't mind them. Well, I do mind them releasing so many legends. But the fact that we get so many legends that are just plain boring, do the same stuff, and are not good, that is what sucks. When they give us characters like this, that are unique, that do really cool stuff, I think most people are kind of happy with the design of this unit. Obviously, people are not happy with the sheer volume of Sugo-Fest exclusives. But if they give us characters like this, it's definitely better. And while some characters in the past have had this effect, where if the enemy is inflicted with a certain debuff, then you get a further attack boost. While that effect is kind of annoying, the fact that this character can inflict these debuffs so easily is a big deal, because it means that you're going to be triggering this most of the time, which means you're going to be basically a 6 times captain for both int, cerebral, and driven characters. Pretty cool. And she gives you the guaranteed delay, and her super type can give you a double stacking conditional boost, so you can use this for the delay, and you can use someone else for a different type of conditional boost. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool build. I like it. I actually kind of really like this character. This character is really, really cool. Albeit though, while this character is super cool, New Year's Sugo-Fest is not far away, so I would advise to skip. Even though this character is really, really cool, and I know there's going to be a lot of Stussy fans out there, the New Year's Sugo-Fest is definitely where you want to be spending your rainbow gems, okay? Let us move on. Let's have a look. Sailor effect, get attack and recovery boost. The Sailor reduces bleed duration by 1 turn when you have a cerebral or driven captain. I like it. So this character is usable as a crewmate and usable as a captain. I like it. Potential ability, recovery bind resistance, special use limit is nice, and recovery attack boost and hunger resistance. So no rush, no tandem, no final tap, all thumbs up from me. So you just need 1 copy of the unit. Obviously, you get buffs by doing a level limit break, but you don't need to buff any of the potential abilities, which is cool. I like that. Support effect, Khalifa, Roblucci, so it's the same characters as the super type condition. Once per quest, if the supported character uses a special, reduces the duration of all enemy barriers by 1 and changes the character's block slot into matching. Okay, this is a very good support. Removing barrier in a support is pretty rare, so I like it. This character support is great. Let's see the Rumble stuff. So the Rumble ability gives buffs to Cerebral, Defense 6, Attack 6, HP 4 when you defeat an enemy, Team Speed level 2. The special 24 CT is very low. Target 1 high attack enemy for 6k damage. Defense down level 7, 100% chance of action bind for 10 seconds. It's okay. The fact that it only targets 1 enemy is obviously the downside. 24 CT is pretty good though. You can cycle this quite a lot. You could get this to launch like 3, 4, 5 times in a Rumble session, so long as you have like the right characters to supplement this. It seems okay. I don't mind that at all. So overall, I'm a big fan of this Stussy, man. She seems really good. So big thumbs up from me. I think that she's designed very, very well. Let's move on. We got TM Rare Recruit Sentomaru, Int, Powerhouse, and Cerebral. Cannot be blown away as a captain. So no, your crewmate cannot be blown away when this character is the captain. Special ability is very short, reduces top row characters cooldown by 1, reduces bind duration by 6, reduce all enemies resilience by 6, reduces damage taken by 85% for 2 turns, and then boost int and cerebral characters attack by 2.25 for 1 turn. Up to 2 attack boost increasing effects can be applied. That makes sense. So you can use this character, give you an attack boost, and then if we use Stussy special, let me pull up the calculator real quick. 2.25 plus 0.3 times by 1.3. So this can become a 3.3 times attack boost. It's pretty good. Sailor effect, HP buff, recovery slots matching. Bottom row characters cannot be blown away. That's interesting. Okay. I don't remember seeing a Sailor effect that does that. So we've seen Sailor effects that resist the own character from being blown away, but this resists all bottom row characters from being blown away. And I'm going to assume that in this event that blowaway may happen. So this character may be useful for that. We'll see. Support effects attaches to any of the Pacifistas. We've got any of the Vegapunks and Stussy. And it says, I'm just reading if there's any other characters. Once per quest, if the crew is inflicted with bind, removes bind by 2. Okay, that's just good. Straight up, fantastic support from this rare recruit, treasure map rare recruit Sentomaru. I think this character's okay. I mean, a cooldown for only the top row is kind of the bad thing. But bind removal, resilience removal, damage reduction, which could be kind of clutch, and then the attack boost, which can be double buffed, is kind of cool. Let's move on. We have the TM rare recruit Pacifista Mk.III. Okay, this is the first iteration of this character in the game. The captain ability, you can't be blown away as the captain. Okay, special ability, 80 times attack and non-type damage to one enemy. Actually, it's int powerhouse cerebral like the last characters. Okay, 80 times attack in non-type damage to one enemy. Reduces crew's despair duration by 6 turns. Massively, so it gives your crew damage threshold for 2 turns. Boost int cerebral slot effects by 2.25 for 1 turn that can be double buffed. And boosts damage dealt to enemies with poison or increased damage taken. Okay, so you can use this with Stussy to get a double stacking conditional boost. Makes sense, but how are you inflicting poison? Oh wait, no, she does poison, right? Or she removes poison. She does something like that, right? I missed something, right? She does something. I thought she did something in regards to poison. I could be tripping. Yeah, here. Poisons all enemies. Okay. So, yeah, that makes sense. So, you can use this to get a poison conditional boost. Sailor Effect 1 gives HP buff and bomb slots as matching. Middle row characters cannot be blown away. Dude, if they're going to make it where they blow away like one character from each row and you need to have both of these to protect, it is going to be so toxic. So toxic. Provoked attack buff, hunger, okay. Support effect once per quest. If you're inflicted with despair, remove it by 2 turns. Yeah, very good. They did a really good job at giving people kind of like a reason to pull on the TM banner right before New Year's. This is a fantastic batch of TM characters. I'm actually pretty impressed. They did a really good job. A lot of people were hoping Stussy was going to come a lot earlier, but I mean, if they delayed it just to get this kind of design for this character, I'm kind of happy with it. And if this is the design that we're going with moving forward in the future, I'm all for it, man, because they did a really good job with this unit. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, though. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one down below in the comment section. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.